like we were trying to completely redo this building.
Sure.
We wanted to maintain its fundamental, spirit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, do you find that quite daunting? Because I know this building has got like a very rich history. The old blind school being a school for the blind and the trade union centre. And a lot of that history ties into quite a lot of
And a police station.
And a police station, obviously, yeah. And a lot of that history ties into like Liverpool and as an identity, like its history with the left. Is that quite daunting, or how do you navigate that?
It's not something we really wanted to tackle head on. I mean, I think that's just in the water.
Yeah.
And it's in the bones of this building. And it's not something and we just wanted to trust that would inform the way people experience a show, rather than to try to speak directly to it or take that on as a topic or take it on as a subject.
Okay.
But we did want that's an inevitable backdrop of anything that happens in Liverpool, right? No matter what building you choose. That's in the water we're all drinking here. Absolutely. And so that just kind of is the case, without it needing to be made more than that.
Well, conversely, the theme of Daniel is a needle walks into a haystack.
Yeah. The title.
The title. What was your original can you tell us about the thinking or the original impetus in that theme, and whether that relates to the city as well?
Yeah, the original thinking, what we spend a lot of time thinking about or talking with artists about is this idea that the best way to talk about large abstract concepts, political, aesthetic, economic, conceptual, abstract ideas, was to get at them via very, very, very simple objects and images. This idea that universal ideas exist within specific things rather than the other way around. Right, so this idea that the best way to talk about, political realities today is to do something that's about, let's sit down and look at this in silence for 8 minutes. Like that actually says a lot about today's attention economy, the way in which information is tried to be cycled through people and consumerism, all of those issues are at stake in something, but at the end of the day, what the piece is doing is asking you to look at a pen for 10 minutes, right? So it's that dynamic, this idea that within the specific lies much larger questions, rather than artworks that are trying to be big videos about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. It's not, all those issues might be at stake, but not all addressed via, okay, I want to talk about big ideas, but I want to do it with what is literally immediately around me. The furniture, the people, the behaviors, the images that are in this room with me right now.
Okay, so does that idea as an extension kind of seek to legitimize contemporary art in general, like the idea that you can look at something, an object that can appear inconsequential,
right,
but be represented
actually much more complicated. Yeah. No, I don't think this exhibition is making any larger claims about art today or what art should be like today, or it's not trying to be a kind of zeitgeist show of here's what art is about right now. It's not. That's not our goal. Our goal is a very particular reflection on a particular dynamic about scale, right? About how complicated the reality is of the immediate surrounding and the kind of everydayness of these objects and of these behaviors, and how actually they contain unbelievably complicated things within them, and whether that is what many artists are thinking about, that's not a question that we're trying to answer. Yeah.
So I believe you're based in New York primarily. How does it feel to have you come to Liverpool before, and how does it feel to come to a city to do such a big project?
Yeah, no.
Perhaps not.
I've been coming now for the past couple years,
Okay.
and just to plan this exhibition. So I've been spending a lot of time in Liverpool, and it was really important to us in the beginning or still now, to really identify how does culture and art exist specifically in this city, and how do we use that specificity? How do we incorporate where art exists in Liverpool? And so that's what led us. For example, we wanted to do this, for us, this historical figure, James Whistler, was an important figure terms of how he behaved in an ongoing way with his patrons, with his peers, with his critics, things he would do or be very radical, and he became an important figure. And so we were like, oh, great, there's a venue in Liverpool that's been here longer than any other venue. So let's really speak to that specificity and do a show of Whistler at the Blue Coat. And then same for Sharon Lockhart. There's another artist who was important to us. She's a filmmaker. We were like, perfect. Let's use where Liverpool it already thinks about where film exists or how film works, and which is fact.
Yeah.
And let's give Sharon the entirety of fact. Yeah.
So in those occasions, you kind of very much responded to the place and to
Yeah.
the institution, but
Yeah.
not so much here. Or,
But not so much here. Yeah, here we just wanted to find a group show. We needed one central big building where, we wanted to have a group exhibition only in one location. The Fact, one person. With Blue Coat, one person. St. Andrews, one person. Tate, ground floor, one person. And then there's a collection show upstairs. But and then we wanted, we need one place where it's a big group. And we knew immediately we did not want to do the dock, a kind of huge industrial space by the waterfront, just because that just seemed like the go-to knee-jerk thing to do in Liverpool. Oh, let's do something about. So we wanted a place that had this scale of a room. Again, it's about scale in that sense, with things like that, that were part of the architecture, because this kind of speaks to what we're doing. And so that was important. And of course something very central where people live and spend their time, not on some kind of, so many biennials do these massive buildings kind of on the outskirts, and we really did not want to do that. We wanted rooms this scale, with details like that, in the center of the city. And so we looked and looked and looked and looked and looked, and then this was perfect. Yeah.
It's a great find as well.
Yeah.
I suppose if finally just to wrap it up,
Yeah.
can you say anything about what you want people to what you want people to get from the biennial? What do people hope people respond to it?
I just hope that if you leave this show, more curious about the nature of art or the nature of the world, then we've succeeded. If you come in with questions and you leave with more questions, then we've done our job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wicked. Thank you very much.